Nothing like another misty, snowy mountain day in the Rockies, huh guys? Hauling water with a trailer and 300 to 400 gallons of water on the back. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it turns out this time. Last time it didn't turn out too good with the truck, but the truck only had 2-wheel drive, so that's not a good idea. This thing at least has 4-wheel drive. It's V8 Lexus. So yeah, if it seems like I'm driving a different vehicle every day, it's because I pretty much am lately, because we're kind of playing musical vehicles, I guess. We all kind of share in the load here. Truck's down, so we got the next best alternative with a hitch here. Like I say, a V8 Lexus. I don't even know what the model number of this thing is, but it's pretty nice, pretty nice. Seems like it does pretty good. It doesn't get bogged down too much. It's got a low range 4-wheel drive too, just in case. Biggest concern is not wanting to get all corkscrewed, fishtailed, whatever you want to call it. Trying to climb up a hill when it's slick, so I'm trying to beat the snow. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Yeah, how's everybody doing out there? I look a little shifty today. I'm wearing 2 hoodies. That's the just call that my swag from now on. That's what Josh Allen called his buddy Damar's look. Even though in that same interview, if you watch it all the way through, I'm having a problem downloading. Otherwise, I might slap another Damar video out there. And I gotta jump on those Twitter trends, right? Yeah, this is a little slick. Check this out. Little slick. See a few people have already slid out here and there. That's what is called infamously Berg's Hill. So that's where the Bergs live, right back there. I got a little private drive, gated driveway. Yeah, that's an infamous part of the road here. We've seen multiple vehicles slam into that rock face back there. You never want to park your vehicle at the bottom of Berg's Hill, just a FYI, because I've seen a lot of people do it. Not a good idea. But yeah, on that video, Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, just kind of brushed it off. Oh, that's just Damar swag, right? The dark shades, face mask, double hooded. But in a moment in that interview, he actually said, I mean, I think it was Damar when he mentioned earlier, and he mentioned it again, that Damar visited them in the locker room before the game. He literally let it, I don't know, maybe let it slip that, well, I think it was Damar. And on all the videos that people followed up that interview trying to discredit anybody that questions, you know, Damar's condition, they used every bit of that interview other than that one little clip where it almost can be construed that Josh Allen is saying he wasn't 100% sure that he saw Damar that day.
Okay, so you don't think that you were duped by fake Damar in the locker room when you saw him? Let's just get that out there.
I don't think so. If it is, who knows? But that's my guy.
Are you suggesting there's maybe a chance it was?
No, there's absolutely zero chance. There's absolutely zero chance. That's the Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pre-game, post-game. He was up in the suite with his family, his little brother, 100%. So people need to stop.
I got it.
Stop this.
Good.
I mean, did he look the same that he did in all the camera shots? Then I wouldn't be too sure either, right? If the guy walks in the locker room wearing a hoodie with his head hung down low and dark shades and a face covering. I mean, I think it was Damar. They all said it was Damar. I mean, you just got to question reality at every step these days, guys. I'm telling you. And I'm not just one of these, I'm not like a flat earther. I am borderline moon landing denier because I'm still holding out for Elon's trip to the moon. It sure seems like it's taken a long time with all that rocket technology, right? Latest advanced space travel technology. I mean, come on, Musk. Let's get to the moon already. Jeez, they're doing it in the 60s. Like every 3 months they were sending new astronauts up there in a pop can, soda pop can. And they came back and lived long, healthy lives, right? I don't get why we're so scared of going back to the moon. There's something we don't know. Maybe, little Ellen belt radiation, maybe. Anyway, that's a totally different topic, right, guys? We'll have to do a show on that someday. So, yeah, I did this Bill Gates' After Your Eggs show just recently here, and it was kind of fun. I had fun. It's just a quick, overview of what, our friend, the friend of humanity, Billy Goat Gates is up to these days in light of these. Now, was it in Kentucky? There's another egg factory, went up in flames. And everybody's not too surprised about that. I guess it's not a big surprise. It's just kind of common these days. Food processing plants, avian flu wiping out hundreds of thousands of chickens, egg shortages. It's par for the course, right, guys? But I gotta watch the guardrail. Yeah, it's just insane, man. This world we're living in. You got to get more and more prepared. That's what I'm telling everybody. Everybody I talk to. Get as prepared as you can. Now Bitcoin seems to be making a rebound. Some of you guys might have seen my earlier shows on Bitcoin and my thoughts on that whole giant Ponzi scheme. But I don't know. If I had money, I'd be tempted. I won't deny, because I've seen it bottom out like it has before. I didn't think it was going to go too much further below 20,000, and sure enough, it went down to about 16.5, 17,000, and then it just flatlined for like months and months. And yeah, like I said, if I had the money, I'd be tempted maybe to put a stop loss on there, be willing to take like another 20-30% loss, but just stick your money in there and see what happens. But my argument is you're an idiot if you put your savings, any money you're sitting on. I mean, you're a super idiot if you rack up debt for crypto. You're just a complete moron. Yeah, where was I? The idiot. If you dump debt into crypto, you're an idiot. But if you got money that you're sitting on, right, that you just want to invest in something that you think's going to pay off while the fiat is being devalued, depreciated by the minute, by the second, and you don't have yourself in a position where you don't have to be reliant on your local grocery store, every day, every week for staples like eggs. If you're not in a position yet where you're independent, as off this beast grid system as you can be, and growing your own food, if you're not in that position yet, you're going to take your spare funds and throw them into a pipe dream, digital monopoly fantasy world, and you're an idiot. I'm just gonna state it plain and simple. You're an idiot. You need to first focus on being as self-sufficient, off the beast power grid, freeing up as much of your time as you can to achieve that end game, that goal. And then if you have any money over and above, yeah, you might want to, you might want to put some money in crypto at this point, because it's obvious at this point that it's not just a ragtag band of anti-establishment radicals that are promoting this stuff any longer. It's the big boys. It's the Rothschilds, it's the Visas, the MasterCards, the JP Morgans, all the big banking financial institutions are all on board with crypto. It's obvious by now, right? So it's not anti-establishment, it's not decentralized. When you have a handful of wallets owning 99% of the supply of Bitcoin. It's not anonymous at all because they can track and trace every transaction on the blockchain. That's the whole point, right, of the blockchain. You know? And yeah, it's obviously part of this agenda, which we've seen rolled out in China, which I believe is the kind of the proving grounds, the prototype, the trial run of this New World Order cashless society beast system. Yeah, you want to see what the future looks like, unfortunately look to China, because that's where these satanically inspired global elites want to take the world, because they're either A, as I've put it before in the past, A, they're reading the book of Revelation like some kind of a instruction manual, right? Or B, and that's my belief, you know, God is the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is capable of foretelling the end from the beginning. And he has warned his people that are willing to listen. He's warned us of these things in advance so that we're not caught off guard, so that we're not fearful, so that we're, you know, we don't just curl up in a corner in despair. We look to God and the second coming for our salvation, and we know that no matter what kind of trial we face in this world, in this life, there's a greater world that awaits us, right? When all these evil bastards, pardon my French, have to stand before the judgment throne, the great white judgment throne of God, and answer for all the wicked deeds, you know, for all the death counts, right, that they've racked up in their short little lifespan on this earth. And that's, like I've said in the past, that's what, you know, that's, I think, the only way I can rest at night, knowing that there is a just God and there's a merciful God, right? Some people question the judgmental attitude of God, right? That's because God loves his creation, right? When he created the world and all that's in it, all the complexity of life, he rested on the seventh day, and he said that it was all good, right? Everything that God had created at that point in time was good. Now there was the fall, which explains how screwed up the world is if we just look at nature, you know, and even how animals treat each other, even though man gives them a run for their money, right? The things that, wickedness that man does to man. But if you just look at nature, you know, the sick, twisted, you know, atrocities that you see played out in the natural world, all of that is a result of that original fall and the cumulative effects of sin, you know, over the millennia, and you know, the twisting and the warping of the DNA. I gotta turn this off. Whew, it's hot in here. Yeah, I saw recently on the Twitter, I don't know if I'll be able to grab this for you so you can get a look at it, but somebody at a zoo, I think it was, ended up adopting a black panther, and he made his best friend, I think it was like a Rottweiler, big black dog with some big old chomps on it. And the coolest thing to me is, like, you know what, given any other scenario, right, if it wasn't for that little baby, oh man, cute as can be. I love cats, love big cats especially. I have a hard time with hunters that hunt big cats. You know, I appreciate your freedoms, but at the same time, they're some of the most magnificent creatures on this planet. I love cats.
People are talking about Derek Wolfe, the former Broncos defensive lineman who was part of the Super Bowl 50 team, posted this photo this afternoon. Alex Nestor there, a hunting guide, took it. And there is the cougar, too. For a little perspective on how big this cat is, Wolfe is no shrimp. He's 6'5". The cat, standing up on its hind legs right there, is just about that big. Wolfe says the hunt for the mountain lion started Tuesday. A hunting guide he knew had been told the lion was attacking family dogs and hiding under a deck in Grant. It's a small town in Park County. So the guide and Wolfe set out, tracked the cat up and down a mountain, they say. That's when Wolfe says he shot the male cat with a bow and arrow.
And I've never seen, as long as I've lived up here in the mountains, I've seen just at dusk, you know, just the shadow of like a bobcat crossing the road. Never seen a mountain lion or a cougar. And so obviously they're not that common that you see them all the time, and they always see you before you see them. But they're super elegant, graceful creatures. And in this, fallen, sinful world, we do need predators to balance the prey, right? I mean, Estes Park, well, the overpopulation of elk is a great example of that, decimating their natural predators, as we've done in the past, the wolves, mountain lions. But yeah, to see this on Twitter, it's just one of these videos that popped up. See this cute little black panther grow up alongside this dog, and they're just the best of buddies. And this thing is just like pouncing on it like he would prey, like dogs run around with each other. This black panther is just pouncing on this thing, but he's gentle, and he'll lick him, like he's his little baby or something like that, with his big old cat tongue. Sit there and lick the dog. So they're the best of the buddies. So there's an example right there of any other scenario. This cat would have followed its natural instincts, and that dog would have been prey instantly. As soon as he locked eyes on that dog would be choked out. Because I don't care what you think, if you're a dog person or a cat person, when it comes down to it, the king of the beast is the lion, right? The cat. More nimble, more agile. You might say the dog's a little more intelligent, but my personal opinion is that they're just more obedient because, they're more acclimated to mankind. They're stuck around, if we back in the hunter-gatherer days, right? We had dogs to protect us and to hunt with. And cats are just a little more ornery, right? They're a little more independent. That's kind of what I like about them. I guess I identify a little bit more with the cat, felines, varieties. But yeah, it was just cool to see the nurture. There's nature and there's nurture. The nurture of this cat and this dog, it just became best of buddies. And I've never seen actually like a wild cat like that, so docile around humans even. So it's cool to see. Like, it just shows you that, the programming, the years and years, the generational ingrained sin, the effects of sin, because a cat, of course, is not condemned for committing sin because they have no choice, right? They don't have the frontal lobe choice, free will choice to choose, okay, I'm not going to be a cat today, and I'm not going to kill this innocent little mouse or this bird, this beautiful bird. No, it's just part of their nature. They're just programmed. Humanity, on the other hand, formed in the image of God with the brain that's the most complex organ machine in the universe, in the known universe. Created in the image of God, mankind has the ability to choose right from wrong. That's what separates us mainly from the animal kingdom. The frontal lobe, right? Our seat of ultimately where our characters are sealed. And that's where that Deuteronomy, frontlets between the eyes, mark of the beast in Revelation, marked in their forehead or in their right hand, meaning their belief or their actions. The devil will take either, right? He'll take forced compliance. He doesn't care if you believe in wearing the mask, right? He doesn't care if you believe in the efficacy of the vaccine. He's just going to force you to do it, or you're going to pay. You're going to hurt, right? All those examples of these little tyrants, these petty little tyrants in office, and these bobblehead, brain dead, airhead, whatever you want to call them, celebrities that are just like trying to shame people for not wanting to take the shot for whatever reason, right, guys? Like, not sure why. I mean, it's super effective. I heard Pfizer's got a new one out that's 90% effective for the latest strain. I'm not sure why the previous ones weren't just as effective, because when they were trying to get rid of all those batches before they expired, and new variant after new variant would come out, they kept telling people, oh, it's just as effective, the old vaccine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to question. You know how I am. This is the not the right platform for that kind of thing. But yeah, the effects of sin are real, and we as human beings, fashioned in the image, the shape, likeness, like the similitude of God, we have the ability, the free will choice, freedom, the liberty of conscience, which is what was under threat. We saw under attack during COVID and all these mandates. Make no mistake that is going to come back again in force, right? And it's not just going to be about what you put on your face. It's not just going to be about what's in your bloodstream. It's going to be about who you worship ultimately, because Revelations 13:15 makes that clear, right? All the world will be forced to receive the mark and to worship the image of the beast, right? I know that's ad-lib, that's paraphrased, but check out this canyon. Check out this canyon, guys. It's beautiful. Beautiful canyon right now. I don't miss this. I don't, what am I trying to say? Yeah, this drive never gets old. That's what I'm trying to say. Going down this big Thompson Canyon. It's beautiful, beautiful. Stark, rocky cliffs, especially in the wintertime, covered in snow. Very majestic. We got to take the time now and then, to just appreciate the beauty around us. Because, there is still a lot of fingerprints of the creator. Master artist, master engineer, master scientist. There's still a lot of his fingerprints in nature that we can find all these little evidences that, this earth was put here for a purpose, for a greater purpose. And it's not just random. It's not all just by chance, We're not just monkeys evolved out of a slime pool in early Earth. I mean, could you imagine, I'll give you this one last view here before I go off on another tangent. Alright. Last view of the canyon. There we go. Nice, huh? Nice, huh? Yeah, could you just imagine kids in this day and age? You wonder why the suicide rates are so high in teens. The poison of social media and media in general, right? This nihilistic culture of just, this concept that we just kind of evolved out of a slime pit, a pool of slime, and eventually we evolved into monkeys, and now we're human beings. And we have absolutely no purpose on this earth if you listen to the advertising from the merchants of the earth, corporations. Your greatest purpose is just to chase after this or that latest gadgets, fashion trend, nice car, whatever material object, a house. Houses are nice. The most things that I value are the things that buy me some freedom, because I just got to be free. I'm just one of these guys. Ever since I was a kid, I couldn't stay quiet in class, and they got me in trouble. And but I just got to be free. When I see those freedoms continually being stripped away and just this noose constricting ever tighter around our necks, it just gets me a little hot under the collar, if you know what I mean. As it should any red-blooded American, right? But yeah, this day and age, these kids on social media just being told that their lives are pointless. The only worthy pursuit in life is pleasure, and of course the merchants, the corporations will supply you with your every need, even though every sales pitch they're trying to sell you something that they can't sell you. Your product cannot supply the demand or the need that's inside of you for a deeper meaning, right? We all have this, there's been studies about how we all have this God part of the brain. it's just ingrained in our minds, right? The most complex thing in the universe, that we have to have a faith in a higher power, in a higher intelligence, in a higher purpose for our lives. Otherwise, we just, man, it's just a desperation mode at that point. You're just clawing and scratching for the next thing that'll satisfy your every desire, and your every desire is never satisfied. That's just how it is. This endless hunger, thirsting, it never gets satisfied. It never gets quenched from material things. I hope all that made sense. I know I got a little deep on you. I got a little I get a little spiritual now and then. Religious. I don't like the word religious, but yeah, I guess. I wear my faith on my chest. And, some people might not like it, and they, I've had people unsubscribe for mentioning my faith, but you know what? Like I said recently in a post, every time I lose, 1 or 2 subscribers for saying what I believe, literally, it's like clockwork. In the same day, I'll get those subscribers back. And so God is good, and we need not worry about, the opinions of fellow human beings, right? When it comes to eternal questions. I'm just going to put it at that, leave it at that. Anyway, God bless everybody. I'm going to focus on the road. I'm starting to get some traffic, so I got to be safe. Got to get back up the mountain before this snow comes in. It's still just little flurries right now, but I have learned, believe it or not, I've learned it's not a good idea to haul a trailer up that road back there when the snow's coming down. So thanks everybody for watching. Let me know if you have any comments or ideas or anything I said resonated with you. I'd appreciate hearing back. Some kind of feedback is always appreciated. And thanks everybody for these for all the comments, all the likes and the shares in the past, because all that just continues to encourage me to keep doing what I'm doing. That last podcast took a lot of time, man. If you noticed, it was about 5 days in the making, based on one of those comments I made on an article that I was reading, about how Bill Gates wants our eggs. So yeah, it took me about, just off and on over 5 days editing that thing for, about trying to keep them shorter, about a 17-minute video. So I put a lot of time and effort into these shows, and I hope you enjoy them. If you at all find it in your heart to support the show, you can buy me a coffee. I think, what is it, like $4 a coffee? You can buy more than one if you want. Otherwise, no big deal. There's no pressure. I'm just doing this because I have to. I just feel that I have to be creative. I've always felt that way. I've always been kind of an artist. I was actually at one point a painter. And I just got to produce something, and I got to get the truth out there. I just cannot let the world pass me by in a blur without making some kind of a stand for what I believe in. And I hope all you value that as well. And hopefully you'll see some of that in my shows, as well as be amused now and then by my oddball humor. Thanks everybody for watching. This is Nightwatch N8. Catch you soon. God bless, and signing out.
Promise not to stare too
Maybe. Berg's Hill. Yep. Fun stuff. Dig for all-wheel drive. Woo! Wasn't sure about that one. Wasn't too sure about that one, guys. You can see nobody's foolish enough to be driving up here. Everybody's warm, sitting in their houses watching television. And I'm the guy coming up with a trailer full of water. Yep. No other tracks on the road. Alright, anyway, that's Nightwatch N8, signing out.